Many thanks to the Destruction Squad, Clash from the servers, Sergeant Pepper's servers, Sea of Tools Cloud, Dallas, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, Dots, Designful, Friendly, a DayZ podcast, and the Settlement for making this video possible. The Badlands bike teaser contains many more secrets than we first realised, and the devs have given us new insight as to what we can expect too, so I'm going to be going frame by frame to show you what I found, go over some new scripts in the game files related to ragdoll physics, and explain why we need protection from sandstorms. The off-road bike seen in the teaser here was first seen 10 years ago in the September 2015 status report, where we got several images seen here. These images are not an exact one-to-one with the Badlands bike, but there is evidence that the model here and the textures were used with this new teaser. So in the teaser we can see that there's scratches on the fuel tank here and there's scratches over here too, and if we have a little sneaky peek through here we can see the word Jana on the engine, and there's Jana over here too. So this off-roader will probably either be called Jana, Jana Enduro, or simply Enduro, like the one in the 2015 teasers suggest. Because of these similarities, we can safely assume that other textures and models are going to be similar too, so we can expect a speedometer, a rev counter, and a fuel gauge in these positions like other vehicles currently have, and perhaps these side panels too. The reason these side panels weren't in the Badlands teaser is maybe because these parts are detachable from the bike. Much like the wheels are detachable, the front and the back fenders are detachable. As you can see here, they're on the floor and now they're on the bike, and of course the exhaust. The exhaust looks to be repaired with a hammer, and then you attach it to the bike, kind of like how you attach a metal wire to a fence, and then you use a blowtorch to fix the exhaust in place, again like fixing a wire to a fence using pliers to make a gate. Fenders and side panels, if side panels exist, may be attached to the bike with a screwdriver instead of a blowtorch, and if wheel replacement stays the same as it is right now, we won't need any tools to attach wheels to this bike. However, because this new tool required attachment system is being added in Badlands, we may need a tool to fix wheels to bikes, and because there's a wrench on the workbench, that could be a hint at that mechanic, and this may mean that a lug wrench will be required to manipulate car wheels too. This theory comes from what looks to be a white Sarka sitting on the repair ramp here, which could be a hint that vehicles need tools to repair them, to add wheels, to add various body parts, to even add the radiator into the vehicle. Maybe you need a screwdriver to add the radiator, and may even mean that we need to remove, fix, or replace the exhaust from undercars too. The side effect of not having an exhaust on your car or on your bike could be that the vehicle doesn't start at all, as hinted at by the Enduro not starting in the bike teaser, and would be far less work for the DayZ sound team, as vehicles sound completely different without exhausts, so making vehicles not start at all is much easier for the dev team. Other than the exhaust, code lock, and wrench that's seen on this workbench, there is a drill press and a vise, which are already in the game as you can see here, along with these barrels and these textures already in the game, this pile of wood in this corner seen in the trailer too, and the bricks used to prop up the bike during the repair, which are also found propping up the repair ramp here too. My point is, many of these are found in the same asset used in this teaser from Takistan, and based on several textures being in the exact same position, it's pretty clear that the devs just import models and textures into a 3D editing program, and then they create these teasers that way, which means they can add effects like sparks here and custom lighting there. This might be the reason that we can't hear any generator powering these two spotlights here. They may have simply forgotten to add the generator sound effect while editing, but they might have also left it out on purpose because there doesn't appear to be any generator in this room. If you didn't know, spotlights must be connected to a generator using these plug sockets here and then be switched on, but these plug sockets are also compatible with the wall socket textures of this building found on Takistan and inside this teaser too. In fact, many Takistan buildings have sockets and light switches in them, which may have given the devs ideas of powering individual buildings or maybe full towns using these solar towers in the asset teasers, or better yet, powering the entire map using the hydroelectric dam. Maybe not that last one or two, but this would certainly explain the additional light sources found in the teaser. In these teasers, we don't have these unnatural light sources. We've never seen this light source before. We always have spotlights or fireworks or flare guns. It's always from in the game. And even with the automated garage door, which is automated in this teaser, the only other automated door we've ever seen is on the bunker, which is also automated. Now, admittedly, yes, we have seen some teaser features that didn't give us a DayZ matrix, but for the people that believe there is no spoon, we do already have an electricity system in DayZ. The Sakau bunker is over 400 meters away from the place it's powered from, this generator building here, which also includes switches for turning lights on and off. So I don't find lighting buildings or towns in Badlands hard to believe, and because air vents also switch on, the lights flicker when the generator is low on fuel and the door slides open and close based on the switches and the fuel levels, there is a decent amount of complexity here. They've probably got most of the code needed to power buildings already, because technically the bunker, the Sakau bunker, is 4 different separate buildings that can be powered individually. In the first 1.29 experimental patch, several pieces of gear now have 2 new protection stats on them. The first stat is for gas masks. These masks here and the balaclavas of the game, many face coverings have this, with this stat on these being called dust particle breath. The second stat is dust particle eyes, which is found on gas masks, payday masks, mine masks, and all the glasses in the game. Now, because sandstorms are all but confirmed at this point, these items will probably be used to prevent the effects of sandstorms or the dust from sandstorms, but the real question is, what are these effects? I doubt we'll be dying in sandstorms when the sand is hitting your face. It does hurt, but it's not going to kill you. Maybe bleeds will happen, maybe dust protection protects us from getting a new disease caused by sandstorms, or perhaps breathing the sand in might impact our stamina regeneration, or protecting our eyes might allow us to see further in sandstorms. If you have any ideas, do let us know below. Another gem found in the game code is relating to physics, which looks to handle physics of the player's body. This could be a system that activates ragdoll when a player gets thrown off their bike, or when the player goes unconscious or dies. Much like how the ragdoll works in Armor Reforger, we'll probably get something like that if this is ragdoll. So this could be how falling off our bike looks in Badlands. This code also looks flexible enough to be used by modders, potentially as an API for creating custom physics setups for their own creations, but the code itself is quite generic, so it's hard to say exactly what it's for, but it does reference a wide range of different joint types. Because of this, my guess is that it's tied to a ragdoll system used to simulate realistic movement limits between body parts, like making your knees not bend inwards because that's nasty during a bike crash or a death animation. I'm not a modder or a dev though, so if there's somebody out there that can prove me wrong on this, please do. Another snippet of code that I'm not very confident on is the ability for words to be written in the game. This new code looks to allow text to be displayed directly on objects like code locks, for example, which I'm pretty sure is the reason this is in the 1.29 game files. From the current code lock mods that we have, no text or numbers are displayed directly on the code lock. It's just a fixed texture, and you get a pop-up to interact with instead. The devs could have chosen the easy way and just done the pop-up idea, but it looks like, at least from this code, that they're planning to have us input our passwords directly in the keypad, or maybe using numbers. I'm not sure how it's going to work, so we might have to look directly at a button to press it to input it, which could show inputs or error messages. They could basically put anything they want here. They can create text strings in the game world. If you didn't hear the news, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S/X are going to go native, which means if you play on one of these, you're going to get better performance and will likely have better visuals too, which means you'll probably be able to see stuff further away. Whether or not you have to buy DayZ again for the particular console that you're on, we don't know yet, but what we do know is that the devs have no plans for crossplay, and there's no plans for mods coming to console in the form of the Reforger workbench, for example. In other news, Somrek tells us that Badlands will be ruled by single-track machines, and goes on to say that simpler means of travel is what they've wanted to add for a long time. Now, because I don't believe unicycles are coming to DayZ, the next simple form of travel that's a single-track machine would be a bicycle, with this being the biggest potential hint that we've got for Badlands of a bicycle coming, but it's only that, a potential hint. However, because we're getting motorbike tech with Badlands, it's not difficult to imagine that bicycles are coming too. Bicycle mods are in DayZ and Reforger, and they're fine as they are, but because they're not official, actual two-wheel vehicle simulation with everything that comes with it, thumbs up emoji, is very good to hear. So it's the fact that all content but the Badlands map itself is free, which means motorbikes for everybody, and the rebuilding theory grows stronger here. So maybe there's going to be a dedicated teaser for that in the future, or at least a dev blog confirming the theory, which you can learn more about here, or you can see this video for more info on bikes and code locks. And finally, for any Community Z or the village members out there, the settlement server is aiming to be similar to these, and it's just opened its doors, so if you're looking for a new home, you can check the link below. Also, let me know your take on all this info below. There is a lot to talk about here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.